Today's talk is called The Pioneer Anomaly, the Cosmic Tree, and the Death of the Big Bang. It's going to be put into my More Science Mythology playlist on my YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do is just give you a little bit of basic background into the Cosmic Tree and what many people see as what this Cosmic Tree or the World Tree was. From the center of our planet, there was a magnetic field pushing out from the north and south poles. These magnetic fields, or energy fields, or branches of the Cosmic Tree, were linked to all the other planets. Our solar system, through that linkage, was linked to all the other solar systems throughout the galaxies and the multi-universe. So we had the concepts of as above, so below. So we had a magnetic field on the Earth, we had sacred geometry, we had the megaliths built at certain energetic sites on these fields of energy, and we had this binding of the Earth into the planets within our solar system, within the suns, and other solar systems outside of our solar system itself. And that's the way they saw it. It was an energetic linkage. I suppose you could call it an electromagnetic universe, or a universe bound together by fields of force, which were not gravity. So, for us to understand what I'm trying to get over here, I want to talk about the anomalous acceleration of a number of spacecraft in space, including the Pioneer 10 and 11. This was discovered in 1980, and we've had many publications about it. And what the researchers were saying in 1998 was that this anomalous acceleration, the researchers do not rule out the possibility of a novel gravitational effect or a new kind of physics. And so, in space, this wasn't supposed to happen, but what was occurring was that there was additional energy, the alteration of the flight path, and anomalous acceleration. And of course, the science world then tries to describe what is the process that is going on to cause this anomalous acceleration. And what we have, if you go to Wikipedia, is you have a number of the publications, obviously some of the ones that that most people believe in, I suppose. I don't know. And over the time, I think that you can see that there's been a lot of work in trying to explain this. So what I want to do is I want to give you some of the ideas that they talked about as why spacecraft would accelerate or decelerate in space when it was supposed to be empty of all sorts of things. Now bear in mind, the ancients believed in cosmic, the linkage of energy fields that linked all the planets together. Our model doesn't believe in that. Our model believes that dust forms planets by gravity. The Big Bang, there was a mass of material that bound together by this gravitational force. Not that the universe always existed, and not that it was bound together by electromagnetic forces or fields of energy. Let's call them fields of energy if people don't like those words. So science weren't expecting these anomalies, changing direction, orientation, speed. So they said that it was observational errors could have been the cause of it. statistical errors, corruption of the radio Doppler effect, gas leaks, thermal radiation, interaction with solar winds, radiation pressure, electric charge from the spacecraft, wobbles from the planets, gravity, drag from the planets, which is another gravitational effect, effects of dark matter, clock acceleration, or a new revised theory of gravity. And so in 2004 they lay claim to solving this mystery. It's gone through the empirical process. The effect, and they talk about it. The effect is something like when you're driving a car, the headlights of your car act as energy which slightly push you backwards. So that's the scientific explanation to the pioneer anomaly. And so they solved the mystery. You know, the story is finding conclusion because it turns out this. So the standard physics now, the Big Bang physics, is still intact. Nothing's going to let us go of this atheist-driven science, Big Bang, the singularity, everything out of nothing. Of course, ordinary people know that this is bullshit. It's always been bullshit. What, of course, it would be exciting. Would have it been exciting for them to discover a new kind of physics? But we solved the mystery. You solve the mystery of your own self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, it's like it's no different than you're going to meet the tall, dark stranger, you know, and the fortune teller tells you it and you find it. And they find that the pioneer anomaly is nothing more than headlights producing a photon effect which is slowly slowing down. What the hell will they do when they discover that these probes in space speed up or change direction? How will they explain it? Basically, they got it wrong. And so, we have to look back at what the ancients were saying and what they talked about the axis mundi, because the axis mundi is also described, and these come from many Norse mythology and ancient mythology. The axis mundi, the cosmic axis, the world pillar, you know, the center of the world tree. So in religion or mythology is the world center or connection between heaven and earth. Now, again, we're looking at the heavens or the skies and earth as a celestial pole. So they're looking at the magnetic poles of the earth connected to the universe. It is expressed as a point of connection between sky and earth where the four compass points meet. It's magnetic. It is the magnetic connection of our earth to everything and everywhere. It is magnetic ley lines, space ley lines, the electromagnetic universe or the electrical universe. That's all it is. And so we look at these concepts. We have also the tree of knowledge. And the tree of knowledge or information, I mean energy is information, folks. Connecting heaven at the core of the earth and the tree of life, connecting all forms of the creation. The world cosmic tree, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, are portrayed in various religions and philosophies of the same tree. And so we have this tree. We have this universal field of electromagnetism, or cosmic tree, if you want to call it that, because they wouldn't have known the words such as electromagnetism, other than the fact is that serpents moved along them, and eggs moved along them. And people really, unless you study physics and the particle wave duality, is not going to realize what that is. And so, I've got to say that with the recent NASA discoveries, that the Pioneer anomaly is nothing more than a photon effect, which is slowly driving the Pioneer probes backwards by emitting photons from similar to that, which is a little bit of energy released from the lights of your car, which would slowly have a force slowing you down. But we have to look at what they've recently discovered and why they found the magnetic highway. And as the probes enter into this, they'll slow down, very simply. So these things aren't supposed to be there. They are magnetic fields. Our ancient ancestors told us they would be there, and our current scientists didn't have a clue. Only recently have they discovered this. They didn't have a clue, or they didn't want us to have a clue. They didn't want us to realize that our ancient ancestors were right all along, and we were so currently our empirical scientific system has let us down. And so what I've done is I've modelled one of the waves that I've taken as a photograph, the all-bar wave, moving on the magnetic highway as a branch of the cosmic tree. And as this energy approaches our Earth, it's going to change the very nature of the way we see things. And so we have the magnetic highways, the serpents that move on them, and the deceleration or acceleration of probes in space. And so what we should say is that the Voyager probe now is moving on a branch of the cosmic tree, and in that I'm showing some of the Mayan ideas of the serpent on the magnetic field, how the serpent changes into the cosmic egg. Now these things are not going to be easy for anyone to understand, but if you're a physicist, what we can have a look at is the wave-particle duality. And what our ancient ancestors knew is that the wave, the serpent, conforms into and converts into the egg, and the egg brings forth the serpent, and all of these move on the cosmic tree. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.